Hey guys, this is D.I.Y Eddie again. So I'm making a workbench here. I went to Costco and bought the industrial rack here. The reason I got this one is because it came with the grills and the side plates, and it's heavy duty. It says 2,000 pound capacity. Um, and lastly, because it was only, I believe, 159 or 169, one or the other. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm actually splitting in half. So I'm cutting these in half so this is 6 feet. So I'm cutting it at 36 with my angle iron, which you could either use 1 1/4 or 1 inch like I did here. That's just 1 inch. It's going to leave a little gap in the center because the measurement across that is 2.5. So it's going to leave a 1/2 inch gap, but that's more than sufficient strength. So these are the angle irons. Flip it over here. These are the angle irons I'm using. So 1 by 1/8 by 72, which is the length. So I have my welder, my grinder over here. Make sure you square everything up. First thing I did here is go ahead and measure and marked all around, marked across here. And because this one does have an angle here right in the middle, what I'm having to do here is actually, as you can see there, I'm notching halfway, setting this bar in place. I'm about to do the other bar here, so I'm gonna do one this way. See, so the angle is that way, and I'm gonna put one the opposite way, one coming this way. Okay, so this one's set like this, right? And the other one, I'm gonna set it this way, like this. So I'm gonna butt it right next to it. I'm gonna cut more here so I could sit this in like I did that one. Weld it on the end here, and here, and go ahead and do my actual cut here across the whole thing, so that way when it cuts it, nothing moves. On here, let's see if we can see. So I'm tacking these. So measure 4 or 5 times. So I tack that there. That way when I hold this in place, or when I finish cutting this end, it will hold in place, and it will give me about 45 there, and I probably put another bracing here or something. But so that's the plan. And so I have actually 2 benches, so each one at 36, and on top I'm actually put on this end. So if this was the bottom end here, and this can be the top end, I'm gonna put another angle iron inside here like that, one on one side and one on the bottom side here. That way I have a flat surface, and I'm gonna put my plywood on top. So I got 2 plywoods at OSB for the bottom, and then the finish is a sanded pine plywood that I'm gonna stain, and use a stain and varnish, the all-in-one. So I'm hoping everything will come out good. This is just each one of these benches is expensive. I mean, you could build one at a 2x4, which is what I have inside, but I wanted something more rigid, more, a lot stronger. That's going to last me a long time. So I don't want to spend, I think on Grainger, each one bench, 8-foot bench, is somewhere in the range of $600-700, something like that each. So if I want 2, you talk about $1,200, $1,400, whatever. But this is $159. I bought the wood, had it cut at Home Depot. Bought these angle irons here, and bought the varnish and all that. I think so far I've spent, see, 160, well, 170 with tax, and then I say another $100 in the rest of the supplies. So about $270 for 2 benches. Of course, if you don't have a grinder, you have to buy a grinder. If you don't have a welder, then you have to buy a welder or have a friend do it. Just make sure you wear your eye protection, which is right there, ear protection, if you're welding, your mask, gloves. Wear a dust mask. I try to look for mine, I didn't find it, and because in California there's all those fires going on at Home Depot, they didn't have any of the disposable masks, so I'm just using a t-shirt just to kind of help out. But let me go ahead and continue. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the little notch here, put the other angle iron, go ahead and set this up here on both ends, get the center cut there, and then cut there. And yeah. Okay, so I skipped out on a lot. It was getting really dark and cold. I just want to hurry up and get it done. So after I put the two pieces, so this is the first piece I put on this one. I ended up putting the opposite piece, as I mentioned, and I ended up rotating the whole thing, putting on the other side, which is this piece here. With the notch, I filled in all the welds here, in every corner, and then here, flipped it over, filled the welds, welded the whole thing, and then I spray painted it black there. So this is 36. You can see this is the bottom part of it. The other one, I'll bring it in a little bit. The other one has the double sides are these angle irons here. So it's going to have top angle iron and the bottom angle iron. Just this one's the one that came with it. And that's the crossbars right there. So we'll go ahead and start assembling this one. Once I welded it, it's really sturdy. It's, you know, has this brace here that was part of the other, the whole system it had. I don't think I need any kind of reinforcements. I could always add them later if I do. But needless to say that this thing's coming out really good. I'm gonna go ahead and set this up, put the bottom shelf, and then put the top shelf, and then we'll come back right now. Okay, so here's the first one here. I knew it was 6 feet, but yeah, as you can see, the cuts were a little bit short. I do have fill pieces, so I'll probably end up pushing it, because I'll put the other bench on that one. I'll probably end up pushing there, and then put a fill piece on this end, just because it's the end. And I'll just probably put the vise on this end, that way it's not so obvious. But this one, I'm gonna run it. So I'm gonna put the other one right next to it here, once I move all this stuff. So I'm gonna put the other one next to it. This one's gonna overlap both of them. You're just gonna have one seam across both of them, and it's gonna go across. But as you can see, I have storage down there, storage here, my work surface here. I'll probably end up putting maybe something in the back, just short. Just gonna keep it short. But I like it. For the price, I mean, this thing's massive. Well, I want to say massive. Heavy duty. That's the correct word. This thing's real heavy duty, and it just looks awesome. I think this is one of my favorite projects here. Now the wood here, I ended up getting it cut. So I got the OSB. I think it's a 15, 30 seconds. This is a smooth side up. It doesn't really matter because it's just under. So this is just to bring it, because you do have a little bit of a difference there. You can see there. That's why I wanted to get this. So this should be cut at 2 feet by 6 feet. Fits right inside. Perfect. This one, let's see, add 6 inches. So 6 inches to each board. So 6 feet, 6 inches. So I end up pushing that one, and I'll just put a 12-inch fill piece. I do have another cutaway. I just bought one 4x8 and the sanded plywood, and one 4x8 of the OSB. And this is just a smooth. And then I'll end up taking my sander, sand this, and then I have the stain and polyurethane combo. I just want to throw it on there, just kind of give it a little protective surface. And this one, they do have the redwood. I believe that one's $53 or $54. This one I think was only $35. So I just went this route. You could always replace it later. I'm just gonna get beat up. This is what I'm gonna do on my work. But I like all this. And once I stand back, I mean, once all that stuff is fixed, right? I'm gonna have 2 big work surfaces on this side. And then I have this empty side, so it's going to look actually really, really nice. Once I start putting stuff down there, putting stuff in here, all my construction tools, and over here I'm put all the other equipment and stuff. Let me go ahead and continue. Okay, now that I moved all my stuff from here, I just want to show you. So this is probably a little bit clearer here. So these are the angle irons here. I said I welded here, and then underside here, as you can see here, I welded here, welded the bracket here, welded all that, and then I used my grinder and I ground them down smooth, so it's nice and smooth here, just to give it a little look. And I went ahead and painted it. Right now it's still a little tacky, because it's cold up here in Northern California. You can see here, I set it down in the car a little bit, still sticky, but it'll give it a chance to let it dry inside. This is my first piece here, so I just have these milk crates here, and I just measured off there and figured if I go three notches up here, I'll be able to put this one, and then I'll still be able to slide those in there. And it's adjustable, so these ones have, it's like your shelves. They have different holes there. And I think that's primarily reason why I liked this, and I don't know why no one makes workbenches like this. I mean, if someone would have made it and was affordable, I would have went this route. Yeah, I would have went ahead and bought it. Because you can see, so both of them are level here, so it's going to give me a perfect surface. Well, good surface. I'm not a woodworker or iron worker. I work on medical equipment, but I mean, it just shows that you guys could do anything, and this just came up to me. The idea of this one, of cutting it in half, I wasn't too sure if it was going to work or not, but I'm glad I actually did it. And I could see I'm gonna have 13 feet of workspace here in the back, and all my storage space. And I don't have to sacrifice. Basically, my old shelf that I had here was just taking up the whole space, and I had to work over here where all this stuff is at now. So let me go ahead and continue with this one. Okay, so here's the finished product here. As you can tell here, and I put in this, I think it's a lacquer stain combo. Don't recommend it at all. It's for the garage, so don't use it for a finished product. So what I'm going to do after all these plywoods are worn down, I want to actually make a butcher block top. I've already thought about it, so I'm going to leave this like this. Yeah, it kind of works for me. The only bad part's the spacing here, just because my garage has, let me show you here. So it has this, like a foundation lip, this type of deal sticking out. So that's all around like the back there, so I can't push it all the way towards the wall. But other than that, I mean, when I get the butcher block, I'll go ahead and push it all the way across and have a little hangover here, so I'll make it a little bit bigger. But for now, this works. This is going to work for a long time until, like I said, these plywoods. I'm still keeping the OSB, and then just put the butcher block up, end up putting it all the way, and then have a split here and across that way, and push it all the way to the back to gain some of that space behind there. And I think I'm going to get some more of these little divider container organizing things. Just put them at random places there. That way it kind of fills up the void, and I have enough space. But for now, as you can tell, I'm already starting to use it. Starting to test some of these sterilizers. Try to get them out of here. They're stacking up, but anyways, that's beside the point. This is about this video is about these workbench shelves here that I've made, and I've shared the idea to a couple friends, and they liked it a lot compared to any other ones. So as you can see here, so what I ended up doing, just going back here, so I ended up getting 4 long 1-inch I think it's by 72 or something like that. So I need to get 4 of them. The cuts in between, these are 21 inch. So all of them are 21 inch. I got 4 of those. I got 2 plywood, well, 1 OSB, 1 sanded plywood. This is just a pine. It was like $35. And these shelves were about 160 plus tax. And I kept the wire mesh under. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to end up going ahead and screw the OSB down to these metal supports, and then from under here I'm gonna drive like a 3/4 inch screw to hold this in place. That way they don't move. So right now they can move. Well, this one, the top one, moves a little bit easier than the bottom one, than the OSB. But other than that, I'm happy. Very sturdy. Does not feel flimsy at all. It's not wobbly. It's not. These are like 60, 70 pounds a piece. Probably I'm over exaggerating. Maybe like 50 pounds. But as you can see, that's 100 pounds right there just by itself. So hopefully you enjoy this video. And if someone's looking for some tables, definitely go this route for the price. Definitely worth it. Please comment below, see what you guys think. What should I do next time? I do like these. I wanted to put casters on them, but they're 36 inch. Put casters, probably bring it up about 6 inches. That's going to be too high for me. So I'm just going to leave them like that. Easy to tear down if I need to move them. Definitely a great investment. I'm happy with this. You guys have a wonderful day.